Hey beautiful people, my name is Kristen. This is a future edit in. I just wanted to mention that the new author book for the month of August that I'm going to be reading is going to come out before the end of August, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out. I am going to be reading this and using this for the month of August, and we'll give you a review at the end of the month. But this is the 52-week inspiration journal. It is published by our own Christine Roselle, whose channel I will link below. She has done some fun fashion and beauty and lifestyle vlogs, but she also has done a lot of life coaching and beautiful series that I have actually applied to my life. I did a complete Pinterest board that was inspired by her, and just really enjoy her sense of style and beauty and art and fashion and who she is. And I look forward to using this throughout the entire month of August, and will report at the end review what I got out of it, what I received, and just my feedback and thoughts. So without further ado, here's the books that I read in the month of July. Hey my beautiful people, my name is Kristen. Thank you for taking some time, stop by my channel. I do want to disclaim quickly that I broke my microphone. I have another one on order, but I'm going to adjust my sound. If there's sound issues, I super apologize. I didn't want to be tardy in my reviews though, because I have 3 books that I have read this month, and they were all super good and noteworthy, and I look forward to sharing about them with you. My nonfiction, my classic, and my new author. So the nonfiction is called The Emerald Mile. It got an award, the National Outdoor Book Award. So this is actually like a documentary style book. It is the story of the fastest boating run through the natural Grand Canyon. It actually goes back and tells you the history of the discovery of what we know about the Native Americans who lived in the canyon, about Coronado and his search for gold and discovering the Grand Canyon, about the original mappers who got stuck and were kind of war heroes. Powell was the expedition leader of that. Then it goes into each of the stories of the 3 men who were part of the fastest run, and tells their backstories and their history and their passion for the river and nature and outdoors. And it tells in detail the history and challenges of the building of the dams on the river, and kind of in a interesting way the regulations and the misunderstandings, and about how, you know, things are actually harvesting natural energy and not, maybe they're a little eyesore to nature, but they're actually using nature, and just different mindsets of how you approach the river itself and what it's for. And it was just a great read. If you are interested in any of those things, it is particularly great. And I will disclaim that I think it's about a 400-page book, a little under 400 pages, and only the last 120 is the actual run. All the other is the build up to it and the backstories. And I have to say that I probably noticed, because of course I had just read this, but on my Apple News feed on my iPhone, the day after I finished reading this, there was a story of a boating expedition, because it takes about 2 weeks to raft the entire thing normally. And so there was an expedition that had pulled over and was sleeping and banking on the side of the Grand Canyon, and a flash flood came and injured several and actually took the life of a young woman. So this is still a reality of man versus nature, and harvesting and enjoying and adventuring, and that's what I have to say about that. So if you have interest, totally, that was a fun book about it. If you're looking for just the adventure part though, that could be a little frustrating, but if you like nonfiction, it's a great one. My classic, I read Daphne de Maurier. This was so good. It was so good. I loved it. I had heard a lot of hype about it, and so I was a little hesitant if I was going to love it because people had given it such great 5-star reviews, but it is worth it. This is a suspense novel about a young woman who falls in love with a man who has lost his wife mysteriously and goes back to a famous mansion that has history, and the just kind of creepy. It's that creepy, suspenseful element about what's the truth, what's the real story, what's going on. And I thought my husband would like it because it says up here, it's on Netflix. So, and I had never seen it. So when I got done reading it, I told my husband for date night we needed to watch Rebecca together, and we actually enjoyed it. It was actually good. I don't think that he thought the movie was necessarily 5-star, but I thought the movie was great. I thought they had done a superb job of translating it, and the couple things that were different, I thought that actually works well, translating it to the movie. So totally love this great book. Think it's great. And also the third book I read is a new author, Jackson Kerr. He sent me this copy so that I could read it and do it a review, but it is my honest review and feedback. So the Briefcase, and I had mentioned in my reading slump video that I haven't been really jazzed about reading in general, and I certainly have not wanted anything really heavy, reading those kind of stories that just weigh on your spirit. They're important, they're beautiful, they're poignant, they're profound. I love reading them in other times, but I'm just not in that place, if you get my feeling. And I'm going to say that if you are kind of in that spot where I was, where you're looking for something a little more lighthearted, I'm going to go ahead and recommend The Briefcase. It reads very much like kind of a James Bondish action movie, and you do have to do that same thing where, at least I have to, suspend my disbelief. Can you really believe that someone is just going to happen to be running along and jump through the window exactly when you're supposed to, and grab onto the helicopter and do all these things, and you're going to have these really eccentric people? And so let me go ahead and read the synopsis, if just so you get the flavor, because I think it does a really beautiful job of kind of, campiness is not the word I'm looking for, but that fun-spirited, where it's kind of like dun dun dun. It says Timothy Runn, a marketing agent, stumbles across a dying FBI agent who has a reinforced briefcase. The agent implores him to return it to the FBI headquarters in Washington. Left alone with the briefcase, Timothy is chased by an unknown assailant who also seek the case and the power it holds inside. He soon runs into a young woman telling him she's another agent, and Tim learns about the case and its true capabilities. As he works to return the case, he runs into various people who help or hinder him: a comedian, a burglar, an FBI agent, and others. Traveling across America, he has to decide who to trust in the mission. So it's one of those kind of things, every once in a while you're like, really, 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 and then you just laugh and go with it and enjoy it. So if you're in that kind of place where you're ready for just kind of some adventure and some little witty dialogue, it's not going to be one of those stories if you want to figure something out or be tricked or foiled or have like a huge, twist of plot that you didn't see coming. It's not necessarily that kind of book for you, but it's a funsy. I will read, Jackson, if you want to send me your links to other things, I will read more of your work. I think this is a fun book. So totally thumbs up to all 3 of the books I did read. Nothing wrong with any of the books. I just wasn't feeling a lot of reading going on, and that's all right. But now I've kind of gotten back into it, so I'm going to be reading a few more books in August. I look forward to sharing them with you. Leave me a comment if you've read any of these books before, what you think of them, if you want to share what you're reading, or if you have something else that is your favorite that you want to pass on. Please comment below. I enjoy dialoguing with you, and take care. I will see you again soon.